So I was asked to do a first day of school kind of impressions video. Right now, after the first day of school is pretty much over, and then maybe at the end of the week too, just as like a wrap up. So this is a personal video, just kind of like my experience right now with school. And all I can say is that I'm really, really tired right now. Tuesdays are always the most difficult. I'm not sure if the school does this like for all kids or if it just has always been how my schedule happens to be, but I always get the most lessons on Tuesdays, and I always get the most live lessons on Tuesdays, and for some reason, like, most of my extracurriculars meet on Tuesdays, and Tuesday is just no. So today I got up at like 6:30. It wasn't even an alarm clock or anything, I just woke up. And I got up, and I probably started working at like 7:30. And then I worked until 2:30 and got all my, like, assignments in, and then I still have homework, kind of, left for honors pre-calc and AP physics. But I got my assignments in, so none of them are gonna go overdue or anything. But, so I did like 8 hours of school there, and then I had robotics practice afterwards, which is, it's not directly related to the school. Like, Connections does offer like a robotics, but the tier that I'm doing right now is just, with a different high school. I'm not enrolled there, it's just like I approached them and was like, hey, I want to do this club, and you have this club, let me in. And they were like, okay. So yeah. I had robotics from 3 to 7, so that's another 4 hours, and then it was my first day doing robotics too, so I stayed afterwards and committed to doing some like web design and grant writing and helping out with fundraising and stuff, and PR, because I'm really good at PR apparently. So, it was just a really long day academically. It was like a 12-and-a-half-hour day of just school and just robotics, let alone then, managing the remnants of my personal life. So I'm just really, really tired right now. On my robotics team, I was the only girl too. Like, this is a personal video, so I'm just gonna rant. And I don't really have a problem with that. Like, I work well with guys. It's not a problem. Like, I don't expect to work with women. It just makes me really sad on kind of like a personal level that we're obviously doing something wrong with, I think, science and technology, mathematics, education as a whole, but especially doing something to turn girls off, apparently. Because, you get into these higher tier kinds of science competitions, and the number of girls just rapidly drops off. I was literally the only girl on this, like, 15-person team, and that's not rare. That's actually beating the odds. Like, it's incredible. And I don't know, it makes me sad on a personal level, because I'm really interested in education, and while I don't really see myself ending up being a teacher or anything, it's kind of like a personal area of research and of interest, and just to see something like that is kind of depressing. That was kind of stressful too. The first day of school at Connections, in case that's what you're wondering, it was fine. I mean, my AP stats teacher is awesome. My AP micro teacher makes hilarious references to, like, Colombian drug lords. Apparently that's his go-to thing, is like the market surrounding cocaine. I'm not gonna argue, because it makes it interesting. My AP physics teacher, like, I can already tell physics is gonna be the course that kicks my butt. It's just so, I mean, and I like physics, but oh my god, I'm gonna die. It's so frightening, seriously. My AP physics teacher is like, basically his attitude, and I love this guy, like, I founded a physics club with him before, he's a cool dude, but he has that kind of like, only if you work your butt off will I consider not failing you brutally. So, like, yeah, I mean, it's not a very optimistic way to start the year, but at least he's honest that, you know, it's a really difficult course, and I don't know, you chose to take it, so I guess I kind of dug my own grave. But yeah, I'm just really tired. That's pretty much how my first day of school went. I don't really know if I have anything to add to that. You know, like, I always tell kids to call their teachers or webmail their teachers, but especially call and introduce yourself. One of my teachers today actually wanted to webcam, which was like the only teacher who's ever done that. So we got to see each other, and that was kind of nice. Introductions have gone well. Kissing butt has gone well. Just, you know, there's so much stuff to do that, like, in a lot of my AP classes right now, it's just the introductions to things, but I can just tell in a week or two when I have actual assignments that it's going to be just brutal. Brutal. Brutal, brutal. And it's just kind of like so frightening. I know I'm going to have to work over weekends, and that's fine, because I have no life. Like, I accepted this a long time ago. But, yeah, no, there's so much shit to do. It's, like, overwhelming, kind of. I mean, I did well on my assignments today, so it's not like anything went wrong. It's just that, you know, school is school, and I'm kind of over it already, even though it's the first day. Although you do have to, like, I mean, I recognize this video is, like, really depressing, probably, but it's, like, 10:35, and I've been awake for, like, a long time. So I'm kind of not as reasonable as I usually am, or whatever. I'm kind of like, wow, life sucks right now. But it's okay, like, it's okay. So the first day of school, I survived. I think that's really the takeaway here. I'm still alive, like, this gotta count for something, somewhere. Yeah. And it doesn't really help, like, I'm the kind of person who just, I never stop taking on, like, stuff to do. Apparently, the Science and Technology Academy is, starting this, like, coding crew, that's what they're calling it. They named it something, like, really terrible and lame and whatever, but leave it to Connections Academy administration to do that. They're just dumb. But it, you know, it's a good initiative. They want to teach, you know, kids to code, to learn how to code, you know, program computers. And I can get behind that, so I volunteered today, on top of everything, to, like, there's this thing called App Inventor that the MIT Media Lab put out, and it's like this drag and drop kind of interface that teaches kids how to do some basic, like, Android app development. So, like, mobile app development, if you're into that. The only reason it's not like iPhone is because that's much more difficult. Like, iPhone keeps their operating system and all of their file systems and things like that, like, under lock and key, so you don't really have as much room for, you know, trial and error if you're not already, like, a professional developer. Whereas with Android, it's a lot more open, and you get to kind of play around and add things to the App Store, like, indiscriminately, and just play. And that's really nice. So I'm probably going to end up, like, mentoring for this, like, coding crew thing in the Science and Technology Academy. So if you join the Science and Technology Academy, hi. Probably going to teach you stuff or something, or I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. That's kind of the takeaway here. I have no idea what I'm doing with my life.